Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Gaming Quitte, the most delicious Quitte of them all, and today we're taking a look at the new prize showcase in Dragalia Lost, featuring Valyx and Phares as new units and Michael as a new dragon. With this, all of the royal siblings have received a playable unit, except for two emo boys. Let's start with Valyx. He is a light axe unit and he is literally always full of energy. But let's start with his skills, which are pretty straightforward, but really good. His first skill, Royal Blitz, deals 4 hits of 500% damage and 1 additional hit of 600%. This means Royal Blitz deals 2600% in total. The amazing thing about Royal Blitz is that it inflicts paralysis and flashburn. And it's his shareable skill, so a certain recent Gala unit might be really into this skill. But it's just not him. Aside from the fact that it's already useful on Valyx, a lot of units in the light element will enjoy this skill when shared. His second skill, Lightning Rampage, deals 3 hits of 600% damage and 1 hit of 1700%. This means it deals up to 3500% damage if all hits connect, and it dispels one buff from the enemy. As an axe, Valyx increases defense by 15% with his core ability. His chain core ability gives HP regen when a team defense amp is active. Valyx's first skill, Stalwart Warriors, is what makes him really fun. So he will always shapeshift into Thor, and that was to be expected. He has a unique force strike that draws enemies towards him. Valyx always has knockback immunity and is always energized. Someone remember energy? Yeah, he is always at max energy level and it cannot be deleted by Curse of Nihility. There is something to note here though. Effects that require energy levels to increase or need the user to be energized do not activate except at the start of the quest or when Valyx is revived. When Valyx takes damage, he gains the Divine Spirit effect, which increases damage dealt by his standard attacks and their area of effects gets bigger. Once the effect was granted, it won't do so again for 5 seconds. Valyx will always restore 30% of damage taken during skills or his attacks as HP. This even applies to the transformation animation when shapeshifting. The big muscly guy is not a Gala unit, but he's still got dual resistance and is immune to poison and curse. His third ability, Royal Shield, grants a team defense amp with a max level of 2 when his HP drops to 70%. It also gives a one-use shield to the team that nullifies up to 40% of his HP. Once this effect is activated, it has a cooldown of 30 seconds. Honestly, Valyx feels like a Gala unit that Cygames threw into the general pool because they are just too dang nice to us. He seems like an amazing lead for autoing content, which is basically what Dragalia has developed towards nowadays. He heals himself, he gives out shields, defense amps, and he can inflict both flashburn and paralysis. I personally like how they made it so that Thor actually would be viable on him, even if it is not the best option. I guess that would still be Gala Reborn Jean or Nyx, although you do miss out on his biggest factor, the dragon form. Since Valyx will always be energized, it means that he hits pretty hard, because the skill mods I told you earlier will be even more once the energy multiplier comes into play. I hope that everyone that waited so long for him to be finally playable is happy with his kit. I think Cygames did a great job with it, and for some reason they made his chest even bigger, and I mean, why not, right? Anyway, let's talk about Phares, the guy who is suddenly not dead anymore. He is a Windlands unit with a Dragon Drive mode, so let's talk about that first. So his first ability is is called Quitte, get it together. Don't make any dumb jokes. It's called Uranus's Blessing. It grants Phares a strength amp with a Jeez, okay. It grants Phares a strength amp with a max team amp level of 1. Once this is granted, it has a cooldown of 8 seconds. Like I mentioned, this ability also grants Phares a Dragon Drive mode, which changes his standard attacks that will also fill the gauge if they connect. His force strikes are changed and will deal damage to multiple targets and inflict Victim of Signs upon them. And I want to be completely honest and transparent here, I was really dumb and couldn't catch what Victim of Signs did while I read the kit at first and the second time, until I did something that I usually don't do, until I made my own videos or things about new units. I peeped what other content creators wrote, so I checked XenoXilus' infographic, which really helped me understand it, So huge shout out to him, please go check him out on Twitter and YouTube. But anyway, it's going to be mentioned again when we check Phares' first skill, so let's make a mental bookmark on the Victim of Science effect. In Dragon Drive, Phares' strength is increased by 35% and his HP is restored when he is hit by an attack that would have inflicted an affliction. Once this was activated, it has a cooldown of 10 seconds. Phares is a freeze-resistant unit, and in Dragon Drive, the chance to get inflicted by an affliction goes down by 150%. That is, wait, let me do the math, that is actually a lot. So during Dragon Drive, once per quest, Phares can nullify the damage from an attack that would have dealt more damage than his remaining HP are. There are exceptions like forced 0 HP. While this effect is being activated, he will also be immune to most damage, but not all. Once this was activated, all afflictions will be removed from Phares, and he will gain the fatigue debuff, during which he cannot Dragon Drive and the gauge won't be filled. Now let's finally talk about Phares' skills. It's not like they are short either, so... Wisdom Talisman grants all teammates a shield with 50% of max HP, increases water resistance by 8% for 25 seconds, and increases affliction success rates by 40% for 30 seconds. This effect can stack up to 3 times. If you use this during Dragon Drive, the skill will be called Punishment of Heaven, which will deal 2 hits of 588% damage, totaling up at 1176%. It inflicts poison and Stormlash. When Victim of Science is on the enemy during this, the attack will deal an additional hit of 672% and dispels buffs. When the enemy is afflicted by anything during this bonus damage, the damage modifier will be 130%, so basically 30% more damage. Phares' second skill, Oath of Bonds, removes all afflictions from the team and grants a team strength amp, while also partially filling Phares' Dragon Drive gauge. If Phares has the fatigue debuff, using this skill removes it. When used during Dragon Drive, the skill will be called Uranus Claw. The changed skill also grants a team strength amp, maximum level of 1 by the way, deals 2 hits of 1170% damage, and extends affliction time by 15 seconds for the afflictions you see on the screen right now. You cannot extend those to be longer than the original duration though, so I would say it's best to use it when they are about to run out. This will help with the increasing resistance on an enemy, because you don't just reapply an affliction, you just extend it instead. That's a really nice idea. Once the extension has been used, it will not activate again for 15 seconds. While poison, for example, runs out after 15 seconds, in theory, Stormlash could be extended again because it usually lasts about 21 seconds, at least in theory. As a lance unit, Phares gives 15% HP increase with his core ability. His chain core ability increases strength by 6% while a unit is not afflicted by anything. While it personally took me way too long and help from others to figure his kit out, I really like Phares' kit. You can either play him as a support when he's not in Dragon Drive, or you just go ham with it. His third ability completely negates the negative effect that Galabeast Volk brings, but this also means Phares can be balked when using Volk. You also cannot use Volk's Dragon form, which is kinda important for him, but still. The rest of his effects would be really nice on Phares. I think I am a big fan of Dragon Drive units, so I can imagine that Phares would be a lot of fun to play. It does make me curious though. I really wonder what Uranus looks like. Will Phares and Uranus fit together well? I mean, they need to make Uranus really flexible when Phares' kit is like this. I'm just so excited for Uranus. But well, enough about this. Before we continue, here's the annoying reminder to please subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're really close to 10 million subs soon, so let's reach those. Michael is a wind dragon which uses the same combat zone mechanic that his assigned apostle Basileus uses. His dragon skill, Angelic Storm, changes depending on how close you are to the enemy. During close range, it deals 2 hits of 1478% damage, so 2956% damage in total, and it will inflict poison. It also grants a team defense amp. If used during range combat, it deals 7 hits of 170% damage and 4 hits of 265% damage. This comes out at 2250% damage. It also inflicts Stormlash and grants the entire team overdamage with a potency of 40%. His first dragon ability increases strength for wind units by 60%. His second ability increases combo time by 2.5 seconds. For every 15 hit combo, the user's strength will increase by 3%, with a total of 10 stacks of this, which means a 30% strength buff can be reached. It will also grant all wind-attuned units on the team overdamage of 20% of their strength for 60 seconds when a quest starts, and gives Michael's user a 20% overdamage effect for 60 seconds when their combo counter resets. And like I mentioned, Michael has different attacks and skills depending on the range to the enemy. Michael seems like an interesting dragon, but in the end not really like something you would need if you have Volk, Mid-Zero, or even Reborn Zephyr. He does help Basileus keep overdamage when his combo counter resets though, which is some nice synergy. While Michael isn't a needed dragon, I think if you pick him up and don't have a lot of other options, he'll be perfectly viable. Just not the best option in the game. Overall, this is a really good banner to pull on, at least in theory. Both units are not limited and could be picked up with the potential Dream Summon in the future. Randomly getting them in the future while summoning for something else could surely happen, but the chances of that are super low, so if you really want them, this banner would be your best choice for now. In the end, even if I tell you not to summon, you still will, so why should I even bother trying to stop you? Just remember to always summon responsibly, and don't spend money you cannot afford to spend. Anyway, that's it for this kinda long video. Thank you guys if you stuck around until the end, and please remember to leave a like and share your opinion on the banner in the comments below. If you want to know what I'm up to when I don't make videos, follow me on Twitter or join our Discord, the links are down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!